Okay, guys, I'm going to take just a few minutes here and I'm going to talk about something that I feel like has kind of become a fishing tackle myth that I think needs to be discussed. Flat baits. Cold water only or year round? I'm here to tell you, flat baits are not just cold water crankbaits. We thought that about jerk baits forever until somebody picked one up in May one year and won a tournament on it. Jerk baits are absolutely great postbone baits. So are flat baits. The key is you've got to be able to recognize the right conditions. So let's talk about some of that for just a second. What would make me pick up a flat bait beyond the spawn? So what I mean by that is everybody knows if it's January or February and the water's 50 degrees, a crawfish colored flat bait or even a shad color, depending on what kind of watercolor you have, is a great choice when those fish are in that pre-spawn mode. That tighter action, that colder water is just a perfect fit. We all know that. So many guys, once it starts to warm up, they put their flat baits up and they leave them there until the next winter. That can be a big mistake. Flat baits that have a little bit more vibration, like this Razor, or flat baits that are a little bit smaller, like this Bacon, or even my original flat bait that I ever first started making, the Slim, which is still one of my favorites, but more in a shad pattern, can absolutely be extremely effective when the water temperature, it might be 95 degrees. The deal is you need the right type of scenario for them to work good in that warmer time of the year. Normally for me, what that means is I want water that's a little bit cleaner, or it could be a scenario where I've got a shad spawn going on in clear water, or I've got a lake that's got some good aquatic grass in it. Normally that equates clear water, and those fish are using the outside edge of that grass. Or it could just be that I have a day of perfect conditions, maybe where you have a big system of weather come through and it pushes a bunch of fish up shallow that we're maybe out on the end of points and they've moved up shallower because the wind's been blowing real hard, and you've got the right weather to generate a good shallow water bite. But you don't want a bait that has a tremendous amount of vibration or a tremendous amount of thump, or you're throwing it around not real thick cover, you're just covering water with it. All of those situations are where a flat bait can shine in the summertime, and there's other situations as well. We could have a 20-minute conversation, but we're going to cut it down to just a few minutes. But I just want everybody to be aware that don't take the common knowledge that you can't catch bass on a flat-sided crankbait once the water gets warm, because that is absolutely not true. The flat-side crankbaits excel when the water's cold. There's no doubt. Do they have their moments in time when the water's warm? There's also no doubt. So leave a few of your flat baits in your boat throughout the year. I will say that after the spawn, I do kind of lean more towards the shad colors. I kind of get away from some of the crawfish patterns and stuff. They're a little blighter. Primarily for me, that's because normally the water starts to clear up. We get less rain. The lake gets more stable. Keep a flat bait laying around. Keep a few in your boat. And when you get what you feel like are good conditions to try it, just give it a try. I think you might really be surprised. And it's just like everything else fishing right now. Sometimes doing something different than what the crowd's doing can generate extremely good results. And this is a great example of that, because it's not something that everybody in the lake is going to be doing May, June, July, and all the way through the fall.